All right, we are back heading into game number two. DEI hires our purple team, starting off very strong. I can't wait to see more from them, but I'm also interested to see what TR has to offer in this game number two. What do they have cooking for us? Do they have some for the rest of the class? All right, got this updated. All right, back to these bands. All right. We got Fraligator, Slowbro, Blissey, Raichu. Yeah, I don't like that Blissey. I can't say I blame them. We're gonna have TR banning more supports. This is ideal. Supports can be very persuasive in what they do. I'm just getting him off the board right now. But this is the phase of All-Star Draft where there's just so many strong picks that it's just it's hard to know what to ban. You just ban the broken stuff and just hope for the best. Looks like Yveltal will be in circulation this time around for TR. They're going to be hedging their bets. Yveltal actually received a bit of a health and defensive nerf in this recent patch. It was a bit too resilient, as said so by the devs, so they're going to be toning it down a bit. Its sustainability. Two picks coming from DI is going to be a support and a defender. No, actually, no, they're going to work with two supports. That is a common virtue from teams. Usually, when you see two supports, there's usually some good all arounders that can fully make use of all the extra support it is receiving. And there are plenty of strong all arounders to boot. Next two picks are going to go over to TR. They're going to hone in on. Oh, actually, I thought it was going to be Charizard next. No, it's going to be Crustle and Eldegoss. A bit of a head fake. I don't know who they're faking now. Only I'm getting mixed. Over back on the left. Next two picks. All right, we're going to start to understand what this composition is going to be all about. I believe it's time to pick their all-arounder. Keeping it a mystery to keeping me in suspense, and by extension, all of you. Yep, there is Blaziken, a solid pick. And we're also going to have, Armorish. I would surmise that it's probably going to be Fire Spin Armorish, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. All right, last two picks over. It's going to be Blundy on Sarah Edge. And we're going to have Big Ben Blastoise being picked. Blastoise as a last pick is wild work to me. You usually see him first. So you're just going to be relying on a double defender composition while DEI is going to be relying on a double support composition. And to round out their team, they're going to pick Delphox. Well, there is a lot of front line, so Fire Spin Delphox would be a good choice. The faster it can get through its early game, the better. These are interesting team compositions. Both of these teams just want to get in there and fight. And they both have a ranged option in the back in Yveltal and Delphox, respectively. I will say it's going to be more pivotal for the Delphox team, DEI, to be able to hold their pads as long as possible. They have a good amount of area denial, especially with the Delphox ultimate and the Mime ultimate. So they're going to really want the team of TR to move in on them as much as possible. That's my 2 cents. Let's see how it actually works out in the match. All right, ready, set, go. We're going to be having Mr. Mime and... All right, looks like Delphox is going to be heading to the bottom lane. We're going to have Armorish as a Char Cadet heading to the center. Up top is going to be Hoopa and Blaziken. Hoopa's going to be going off on a side quest, trying to stop potential invaders. Squirtle's going to be up at the top. You don't see that too often these days. We're going to have Eldegoss right there reconvening. And at the bottom, we're going to have Yveltal and Crustle. The team of Orange, she's also going to have a Char Cadet in the jungle. Sarah versus Armorish. Right, the time is 9:15. This is around the time we send people towards the top for the all-out brawl that's going to ensue. Everyone's lining their way up to the top, making their way up to the top. Down goes Squirtle. He's going to be late for these 850Bs. That's not a great thing, and he's one of the defenders. Crustle's online. He's going to have Rock Tomb, I'd imagine. There it is. Someone's going to be sealed away. And Hoopo getting the KO with the hyperspace on. He took the bus and ran. Uh-oh. Armorish, you've overextended. Yep, KO. Squirtle with the red buff. Getting a double KO. Well, Squirtle got his run back. He's now level 5. Everyone's back to the respective sides. We've returned back to the neutral. Back to farming, back to getting resources, back to getting levels. As both teams prepare for the 8 o'clock objective, that is Regidrago. Uh-oh, someone's in a choke point. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please assist. Oh no, he ejected into the wall. That was a Supreme Rock's Tomb from Crustle. A double KO for Sarah Ledge. Yep, this Regidrago should be all orange teams. That is a knockout. Towards the top, we're going to have Blaziken as a combustion right now. Getting all the piece of farm it can. It needs to reach level 7 to really get online. All by himself here. He might get KO'd for this. He got some levels, he got some farm. You're gonna have to let that one go. Get the Boltoy here. Yeah, that's right. Get the farm. They're gonna break top tier 1 as they move on to the objective. Let's investigate the bottom side. Hoopa getting X-scissored away from the hyperspace hole. No, you're gonna stay here and deal with the consequences of your overextending. Mr. Mime is in mortal danger. Gonna push people away from the objective. Armorish is gonna get the Regirock, and Sarah is gonna get the Regieleki. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Serlich whiffing an ultimate. He might regret that. He took a lot of damage from the overheat. Mr. Mime's like, get over here. He couldn't quite get it. It was out of range. So he fire punch in to close the gap. Oh my goodness! That flying kick, that blaze kick caught him. I believe he combined it with an eject. All right, things are calming down a bit. More farm needs to be claimed. Lazarus is like, I'm on the case. Whoa! Rapid spin hydro pump. All right. All right. You want to be an individual, I see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We got to see how skilled this Blastoise really is. Blaziken making his way to the top has been spotted. Yep, gonna fire punch right out of that one. And a focus splash. Oh man, a massive blaze kick to overheat. There is the Delphox ultimate to slow these guys down and get some good damage out. Armorage took down his brother in Ceruledge, and now they're going to make a big advance towards the top pad. There's the Rapper Spin Hydro Pump. Yveltal has ulted. That Blaziken is still alive. No, I've spoken too soon. The push is dead. It's time for Armorage and Ko to back up. Meanwhile, the Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny is happening at the bottom. We got Mr. Mime and Crustle. Both just getting farmed. Meanwhile, back at the top, Blaziken and his band of merry men will be dealing with the Regieleki. But while that happens, TR's going to be working his way towards the bottom. Crustle just waiting for the go-ahead. Just waiting for the go-ahead. There is a Rock Tomb. Massive damage. He's going to be ulting in. He's going to try to catch a body. He's going to give up on that Pokemon on the Mr. Mime. There is the Delphox ultimate. They're going to be fighting for this pad, but to no avail. Bonds are going down on the word go. Massive damage from the Mr. Mime with the walls and the confusion. Mr. Mime has ulted in. He's found a good target in Yveltal. There it is, the wall into the push. Ceruledge ulting in. I believe it whiffed a little bit. Who's going to get this? It's going to be Ceruledge. A nice secure on the Reg Ice. Mr. Mime's like, well, my work here is done. I'm going to be going back to base. Blaziken's going to be getting the Regidrago. I have to pull it up. That is a knockout. These guys are working fast. We're in the late game now. Things are winding down. Only one pad is lost. Delphox is going to ult one more time because his ult charge is just that fast. 21, 50, and 50. That is 121 points scored. And now they've taken the lead. Well, Delphox has some farming to do. Doesn't have to farm for very long. Got some ult charge from scoring. That would be 10% charge. Now looks like we're going to have TR claim the Regieleki for some additional pressure. We'll see how that unfolds. They're going to try to get some position here at the center. This is going to be another ground on objective fight. Blaziken's going to let that one through. He realizes that it's not that important right now. What is important is raw positioning. Mr. Mime, whoa, 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 whoa. That's an ultimate. That's huge. That's both defenders. That is both defenders. That is both defenders and their support. Yveltal's going to try to ult salvage it. That is also Ceruledge. All that stuff is Yveltal. That is a Mind Crush from Mr. Mime. That is a Team White ace. That's what I like to see. Teamwork, unity. That Mr. Mime was holding it down. He saw a big opportunity, and his teammates followed up right on time. Mr. Mime putting a team fight on his back. What a recital. What a performance. Mime told those defenders, hey, you're a long way from home. What are you doing here in the center? Where's your chaperone? Where are your parents? You can't come here all by yourself and not think you're going to get schmixed. Incredible. Stupendous. Superb. Well, here's Ceruledge is like, well, I'm just going to have to try to make a play here. Delphox blasting it to Kingdom Come, telling it to leave. Ceruledge is like, all right, ground buff hurts. I want to go to the top. Surely no one's there. Blaziken's already there. There's the vision. Blaziken's just going to sit on the pad. Something's got to get... Whoa, wait a minute. Hoopa's like, all hands on deck. We're scoring again, boys. The feast is not over. Well, DEI hires being absolute monsters on the field of battle, showing them showing everyone why they are the favorite for this set. TR's got their work cut out for them. This is not going to be easy. These boys came to play. Looking at the details page, we have Timothy over here, little Timmy. 200 points scored, 5 KOs, 9 assists, 86 overall rating. Very good, but hey, let's be honest. That Mr. Mine's the MVP. Did you see what he did at like 202? He looked at both defenders and said, "Nah, you guys don't get to leave. You're staying right here at the center. I'll be sure to visit your grave." Now that's what's up. Looking at the battle data, yep, numbers are about appropriate. About a this is what the damage should look like in most games. When you get like people going over like 85,000 damage dealt, they have overperformed. That is not normal. They've just overperformed. Remember this. With that being said, sit tight. We're gonna get the next game started soon, and perhaps the last game of the set. We gotta see.